Hello everyone, and welcome back to the second air pull for the Timberwood pack, our streaming pack, who we're currently on hiatus on our Twitch right now because, again, I'm in the process of moving, and we will be back for that hopefully later in the summer. Hopefully in July we will see, but in the meantime we're voting on which of the heirs we're going to be following for the Timberwood pack. When we get around to that, we're going to be playing with Frodo's heir first. But make sure that you have subscribed to the JayPlays 2 channel and the JayPlays channel on YouTube and the JZX535 channel. Go ahead and drop a follow for that on twitch.tv, because then you'll get the most recent updates on when we're going to be going live again and what the news schedule is going to be looking like for that. But getting to the subject of the heirs here, starting off with Autumn, she actually has one of the NPC coats. You can see it's not listed here, but it is the Black Wolf variant. It's actually a variant of the original black coat right there in the middle of the top row. It doesn't have a designation on it, but it is a very pretty coat. You can see it's a little bit of a less brown tinted version of that. The original black coat has more brown coloring to it. Also, all of these pups are going to be genetic black coats because Puma had 2 black coat genes and Koji had 2 gray, so all of them have 1 black and 1 gray coat gene. But as for Autumn too, she's got these really pretty kind of greeny yellow eyes. Again, a very, very nice color, very striking against her fur too. Definitely stands out quite a lot. And let's also go ahead and we'll listen to her howls. Oh, she got that nostalgia howl as well. That's the original one from the very, very first version of Wolf Quest. It's nice to see that it has persisted through the game all this time because it is a really nice sounding howl. But we'll also go ahead, we'll listen to her secondary. Oh, that's quite a high-pitched one, so she's got a little bit of vocal range there. She did not roll any customizations here either. However, if you want the chance to suggest some, maybe you think something happened to her between the time when we saw her as a pup and when she became an adult. Maybe she got into a fight, got a torn ear. Maybe she's got a little bit of mange and has a little bit of a mange tail going on. If you are a supporter of the channel, you're able to suggest those either on the Patreon directly, or if you're a member of the Patreon or a Twitch subscriber or a channel member on the JayPlays channel who is over 13 and a member of the supporter Discord, you have the ability to suggest your ideas there. So if you want to suggest that, those are some options of how you can do it. But as for stats, she has no strength or stamina modifiers, but a +1 to speed and a -1 to health. And of course, she is the 4F member of the Timberwood pack. So that is Autumn, but next up we have Skye, who has the Ambassador Luna coat there again. Very, very nice one. Common for a while there, but still very, very pretty. It's got kind of those black stockings on it, but a lot more white over the top of the back. A little bit of a black mask as well. Of course, a genetic black coat. And she's got kind of these darker yellowy gold or darker yellowy green kind of eyes. Not a lot like her sisters, but a little bit more, not quite as saturated, I guess is the word that I'm looking for. Let's also go ahead and we'll listen to her howls. Ooh, that's a pretty strong one. And then for her secondary, bit of a higher pitched one as well. Again, very, very nice howls. No customizations here, but if you're a member of the Patreon or a member of the supporter Discord, then you have the option to suggest your ideas for that there when this goes up. As for her stats, though, she has +1 to strength and +1 to speed, but no modifiers to stamina, and a -2 to health. We're probably going to see that a lot because that is what Puma had, and I think it passed on. And I can't remember, I don't know if Koji had negative health as well, but I think he may have. I don't know, I think we see a lot of minuses to health throughout these pups. But that is Skye. She was the 5 member of the Timberwood pack, 5F member that is. And next up we have Birch. And Birch has the Hall of Fame Casanova coat here, 302M, as you can see, again, a genetic black coat. And he's got more of the green in his eyes, again, kind of like Puma herself. She had more of that silvery green color, and he seems to have inherited that. But we'll also go ahead, we'll listen to his howls. Ooh, that's a deeper one. Also, the white on the throat and on the chest in this coat. It's so striking. I love it. But yeah, that is his primary howl. As for secondary, ooh, that's a much higher pitched one. So he also has a bit of range there. He did not roll any customizations here either, but as always, if you're a member of the Patreon or the supporter sub Discord, then you can submit your ideas there and have a chance to see them used for the different wolves you submit them for. As for stats, he has +1 strength and +1 stamina, but again, that -2 to health. Again, I think that pops up quite a lot here. And he also is the 6M member of the Timberwood pack, and I think the oldest male in the litter here. Now, those are our first 3 wolves. That's going to be the first poll. We're going to actually start a second poll for the next set of 3 as well. So make sure to check those out in the video description and vote for which wolf you would like to see be the finalists or the semi-finalists from this litter. But that is Birch, and starting off the second poll, we have Splash. And he once again also has a genetic black coat. It is the half black coat. Despite it looking kind of gray, it is a black coat. It's another one of those slightly deceptive ones, but he does have those very striking kind of yellow-green eyes as well. Those seem to pop up quite frequently amongst our wolves too. I think Puma and Koji just had a really kind of cool combination there that led to some pretty striking eye colors for their pups. But let's go ahead, we'll listen to his howls. Oh, that's a bit of a deeper one. And then for a secondary, those are pretty similar. Are they actually the same? They're quite close, but I don't think they're quite the same. But he's definitely got a brand, that's for sure. Again, no customizations here, but as always, if you're a member of the Patreon or the supporter Discord, you have the chance to submit your ideas there. As for his stats, he's got no strength modifiers, but -1 to stamina, +1 to speed, and for once, no modifiers to his health. And of course, he's formerly the Timberwood 7M member. But that is Splash. Next up we have Skittles. And Skittles is another one of those wolves who has a white coat that's genetically black. Again, wolf genetics are kind of weird, but a lot of these white coats are actually black coats, and that includes the 755M Hall of Fame coat, which again, like, I'm such a sucker for black and white designs. I really am. They're so stunning, and Skittles has a very nice one. He also has these really deep brown eyes, which I think kind of harkens back to Koji a bit more, but they are very, very pretty. We'll also go ahead, we'll listen to his howls. That's a bit of a deeper one, and then for secondary, once again, a wolf with some pretty similar sounding howls. I don't think they're quite identical, but they are very, very close. Now, he did not roll any of these customizations. Once again, as always, if you're a member of the Patreon or the supporter Discord, you're able to submit ideas for those. But as for his stats, he doesn't have a strength modifier, but he does have -1 stamina and +1 speed. I think that he's pretty similar, it seems, to Splash in his stats and even in his howls. So that's kind of funny. But of course, he was also the 8M member of the Timberwood pack. Finally, last but not least, we have Moose. And Moose has the 21M Founders Pack, which, again, despite being a pretty light colored coat, is genetically a black coat. And the reason that's important, of course, is the disease resistance. Pups that have one black coat gene and one gray coat gene, like all of the pups from Puma's litter do, or all of her different litters do, That makes them a little bit more disease resistant than a wolf with two gray coat genes, and especially than a wolf with two black coat genes. Just kind of a funny quirk of the way the genetics work, but that's probably why a lot of these pups did end up surviving their illnesses, even though we did get hit pretty hard with them towards the end of Puma's run. But Moose has also these really kind of pretty dark eyes here. Once again, I think that's probably more from Koji's side of the family, although I guess Puma had kind of dark eyes. They were just more silvery, but I think Koji had more of this kind of color going on. Let's also listen to his howls. Oh, he's got a higher pitched one, and then for secondary. Well, that's a really high-pitched one. Oh my goodness. So he's got a bit of those squeakier sounding howls. Again, no customizations here, but as always, if you're a member of the Patreon or the supporter Discord, then you have the chance to submit your ideas for that there. As for stats, he got +1 strength and +1 stamina, but not minus speed, but neutral speed, and -2 health, as we've seen with a lot of our wolves from this. And of course, he was the 9M member of the Timberwood pack. So that's all the pups from the second litter. Make sure to go and vote for the polls where they're listed in the video description. And if you want a quick reference of the things that we just talked about, some info about the different wolves and what we know about them, a quick reference to their coats and to their stats and such not, you can find that in the video description, as well as just a link to a spreadsheet. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up here for today because it is getting to be about that time again. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to drop a follow at JZX535 on twitch.tv so that you can see it when we're going live, hopefully in July. But until next time, I'm Jay, over and out.